This is day 2 for the basic workshop foundation. Last video, we have understood how to take input from the user, how to do some basic calculation. We have dealt with the in data type. Today, we'll go a little more in detail about what are other data types available, how to use them, and how to manipulate some or do some calculation. Let me share the screen. So before we go ahead, recap for the last, I hope you have understood about why we write import java.lang, because this class is available in this folder, system.println, whatever you're printing something on the console, that is available in this folder. Second, also we have done about importing one more, that is system.out. Here we have imported java.lang. One second, sorry. Import java.util. Why we imported this? Because this scanner class is available in this folder. So import part got clear. How to take input, how to print the data. So let me take you ahead with reference to various data types available in the Java programming. What are the operators? Let me open my file. Okay. Currently, we prefer you to manage with the online compiler. Okay. So I'm not showing you right now how to install. You manage with the online compiler. That is pretty good for writing basic programming. Let's see what are the data types available. So primitive types, we have a Boolean. In C programming, there is no Boolean data type. It was 0 means false, 1 means true. But here we have a Boolean data type. We can store a value true or false. We have numeric data type. In numeric, there are two categories. One, character. Second, like integer. So in again integer, you have byte, short, int, long int. So range is little varying it. Then for decimal value, we have float and double. There's something called as non-primitive. Non-primitive in the sense, which is a reference type of data. So string and array is called reference type of data. So here I have mentioned the range. If it is a Boolean data type, I can store true, false. Internally, it is going to occupy 1 bit, like how much space it will occupy inside the memory, no? Then what is the range for byte? So byte occupy 8 bit. And the range of the value it can support is -128 to +127. So you cannot give any value beyond this range. Okay. Then you have a character data type. It support Unicode character, means here in Java, character will occupy 2 byte. Can you see 16 bit? Because it support multiple language. And the range for the character is mentioned 0 to 255. You have a short data type. So here it occupy again 16 bit and the range is mentioned over here. Now this range will vary because it purely depend on the which computer you're using. Means how many bit computer you're using, 32 bit, 64 bit. So if you have 64 bit machine, the range of short and range of int may be the same. Okay. Then you have a long int, which support pretty long range of the number which you may require for your calculation. Float and double both are support decimal value. The range for both is little different. The double provide, this is the range which I can put it for the decimal value. Okay. And this double occupies 64 bit and float occupy 32 bit. Okay. Now let's use it few things, this variable into our example. So let me open the online compiler. And if you recollect, this is what last we have done in the previous video. We have tried to accept it two value from the user, and we are doing adding the sum of it. Now today we'll try to use some other data type. Now suppose if I want to do the calculation between two float, So you can refer to this my Word file where I have clearly mentioned if I want to take a float, we have a method next float. So which will allow me to accept decimal value. Basic structure of your program will remain same. We are at the very initial level. Ma'am, if this is the next float, what data type should I declare? Float. So here also you'll be putting float. Now this time I'm accepting decimal value from the user and doing some calculation. So here out.println no1, which is of a type float, no2, which is of a type float, sc.next float, I'm accepting float decimal value from the user. Those who have forgot, ma'am, what is this sc? For the time being, as we discussed, it is a reference. With this line, what happened? With this line, this scanner class get loaded into the memory, which has a method next float. Without loading this class into the memory, I cannot call the method. So with this line, your class get loaded into the memory. So reference dot method. So let's run the code. And this time I'm going to put input 2.5 something. Each statement has to terminate with the semicolon. That is a basic rule for all programming language. Hello world, enter two number. This time putting decimal value 2.5 and 6.4. And the sum is 8.9. Got it? Then what if I want to take input as a double? So double support pretty long. So I expect you to try on your own with the double. Let's try with the byte. Now, there are certain rules. Calculation between same data type result into same data type, but the rule with reference to byte is little different. So here, since we are dealing with the data type, let me show you here. Next byte. Here, I'm also taking next byte, and the type I'm going to change is byte data type. Now, when I use it, sorry, byte plus byte, actually it result into integer. Byte plus byte, it will result into integer. Ma'am, you are just printing no1 plus no2 is printing 7. How do I know what is the data type? So let me guide you here. Calculation between byte and byte result into int. And you will come to know with this, if I say byte ans equal to no1 plus no2, there are chances that you will get some error because ans required to be of a type integer. Can you see? Incompatible type, possible loss conversion from int to byte. Okay. So byte plus byte result will be int. So I should declare this as a, sorry, I have to declare this ans as a integer. So here is my result ans. So in this example, what we have understood is byte plus byte result into integer. For the remaining data type, no, let me add some values 6, 8, 6 and 7, 13. So in Java, in C# also, byte plus byte result into int. So that is what you have to keep in mind. Today, we'll go ahead with basic operators. So let me take you ahead with the basic operators. And based on that, we'll do small example understanding each operator. So if you see, this is the precedence table. So parenthesis is the highest precedence. Square bracket we use for array subscription. We do not have pointer in Java. Okay, we have prefix, post, like we have postfix and this is prefix. Post means increment afterwards, या तो decrement afterwards. Pre means first increment and then read the value. Plus minus unary. This is not. This is one's complement. This will come as a typecasting. This is for now here. Dereference is not available in case of C and in case of Java. Because in C you have a pointer, but in Java you do not have pointer. So you do not have size of and this operators in. So I'm changing it. You can see these are the operators are not available in Java. And then rest are almost same. Multiply, divide. It will give you a modular operator, remainder of two number. Plus minus, that is your addition and subtraction. This is bitwise operator. Less than equal to, greater than equal to, double equal to, check the equality. This is not equal to. Bitwise and XOR or this are all, this is again bitwise operator. Then you have a AND operator, that is logical AND and OR, ternary operator. These are the shorten operator. Now we will try to understand one by one all the operators. To make the thing simple, I begin with the basic example of operators. And for this, you have to understand how to increment, decrement. So let's begin. Pay attention here. First, we are beginning with the unary operator. Unary means which work with one operand. Unary means one, binary means two. So the unary means it works with one variable. For example, plus 5, minus 8.8. This is unary operator. This is post increment, a plus plus. This is pre-decrement. So these are also unary operator. So try to understand here. Input static java.lang.system.out. I have a doubt. Why I'm writing this line? I want to load in a static container this folder so that I can easily use out.println. In Java, we wrap our method entry point into the class. So this is my entry point. I'm declaring int a equal to minus 5, int b equal to plus 7. Then what will happen if I say print ln a? Ln means it will print and move to the cursor. It will move the cursor to the next line. So here a will print minus 5. Think about it. Printf minus a. What it will print? Then minus and the a ka value is what? Minus 5. So minus minus, it will result into plus. So yahan pe what is the sign you put up? No, that is a mathematical sign. So it will print 5. When I say print b, it will not print plus sign because by default plus is always there, the way we deal in the maths. Ma'am, our requirement is to print plus. What should I do? So you can use double quotes plus as a string and this plus to concatenate. In Java, plus operator is overloaded. When you use plus operator with string, your data will get concatenation. Matlab, this get joined. So this plus sign is not your mathematical sign, but it's just a string. Ma'am, what if I do minus b? So b has a value 7. Minus, so you're putting minus, so it will become minus 7. Now I have a few doubts. Ma'am, when I say minus b, am I modifying the value of b? No. Ma'am, how many memory block it got created? See, you have a memory block A and B, correct? When you're printing minus here, so this is the same memory block printing it. Here, it is another memory block. Ma'am, why? Because what you did, minus A, means you're modifying, you're not modifying the variable A, but you're printing, I say this something like hawa mein latak raha hai. You're simply printing, there's no name to the handle. What do you understand by name to the handle? Understand here. When you write something like this, you have to understand the assignment operator thoroughly. If I write int x equal to minus a, in that scenario, it will create a memory block of x, and then we are storing minus, what you have written is minus a, no? So minus plus, then 5 gets stored into x. But if you're not assigning, see yahan pe, try to focus, बहुत बड़ा असाइनमेंट ऑपरेटर है। मैम यहाँ पे तो नहीं है, बट रिजल्ट तो सेम आ रहा है। यहाँ पे it does create a memory block, something like this. You have to visualize. It does create a memory block. It is storing value 5 into it, and there's no name to this memory block. Getting it? इसलिए मैं क्या बोलती हूँ, हवा में लटक रहा है. So does it occupying some space in the memory? Of course, yes. So in this example, no, यहाँ पे some byte A, 1 box, 2 box, then this is 3, and this is 4. 4 memory block get created. I hope you are understanding. So generally, if you want to use, try to use same memory block again and again, so that you are not creating many memory block. We have to write a optimized code where we use less memory, less iteration, better performance. We have to understand how to write optimized code to try to reuse the same memory block. Okay. So here what we have understood is unary operator. Unary means 1, which will work with one operand. Operand means variable. And binary means 2, where we deal with 2 variable. So what are binary operator? Plus, minus, these are the binary operator. So for example, here, if you check, binary means 2, it operate on 2 operand, 2 variable. So in our example, no, I have put it this hard-coded data, 5 plus 12 into 2 divided by 3 minus 1. Ma'am, in which order it will execute? And that is the reason why I have given you the precedence table. Ma'am, this has same precedence. So you have to check something known as associativity. That is what? Left to right, which means if you observe here, plus multiply. Ma'am, which should I do first? Precedence for multiplication is higher than plus. So what you'll do? 12 into 2 first. I've written the steps. Fine. Then ma'am, 5 plus 24 divide by 3 minus 1. Divide and plus. What should I do first? Divide first. Division has a higher precedence than plus and minus. But here I have one more doubt. Ma'am, यहाँ पे multiply and divide is the same level of precedence. So why you took multiply first and not divide first? The reason is when there's the same level of precedence, see the rule over here. Can you see the rule? There's something we check is called associativity, where we see left to right, which means if it is the same level of precedence, move from left to right. And that is why I did multiplication first and divide next. And again, same way, if you see 5 plus 8 minus 1, plus and minus, same level of precedence. So what should I do first? Plus and then minus. So with this, what we have understood? What is the precedence? What is the associativity while doing some mathematical calculation? Okay. Let me take you ahead with something known as pre-increment. In pre-increment, first increment and then read the value. So what do you understand by this? Pay attention here. A equal to 5, B equal to 5. Can you see the memory block of A having value 5? Memory block of B having value 5. Now plus A. Ma'am, it is pre-increment? Yes. The meaning of this line is something like this. Let me draw the box here. The meaning of this line is, you have to understand, A is equal to A plus 1. Which means, am I modifying the memory block of A? Yes, because there's a big assignment operator. So, can you observe in my diagram? A was initially having value 5. Now we incremented and it has become 6. When I say B plus 1, ma'am, B plus 1 also incrementing value. Yes, but this B plus 1 is not modifying original B, but another memory block get created and value 6 get printed there. You are not modifying B. But ma'am, इसमें तो modified हो रहा है. What is the difference between this and this? In this scenario, you have very big assignment operator, which is not there in this line. So I hope you have understood. Pre-increment, पहले increment करो, बाद में read करो. So A will print 6. Here also it will print 6, but it is another memory block. B still have a value 5 and A's value got modified, so it will print 6. The way you have pre-increment, same way you have a pre-decrement where we decrement value by 1. So in this scenario, A has a value 5, B has a value 5. When I say minus minus A, तो पहले decrement करो, बाद में print करो. So here, am I modifying the memory block of A? Yes, because there is a big assignment operator here. When I say B minus 1, ये हवा में लटकेगा, 4. You are not modifying B. So here, when I print B, B will still print 5. You have not modified. You can see in my memory diagram. And A value got modified from 5 to 4. Below the box, I have written the address. Though there's no pointer concept in Java, but you have to visualize when you write this memory block get created, it has some address. Got it? So we have done pre-increment, pre-decrement. Now, same way we have post-increment, post-decrement. Ma'am, what is post-increment? पहले print करो, बाद में increment करो. मतलब, it will read the data first and then it will increment. So A has a value 5, post यानी बाद में. Correct? तो पहले 5 print होगा and statement के बाद in memory value of A will become 6. B plus 1, another memory block get created, value gets stored 6. There's no handle to it. Have I modified the memory block of B? No, B is still 5 because there's a difference between this line and this line. Here you have a big assignment operator which is not available here. So now finally A will print A ka value after the statement will be 6 in the memory. So that is why it is printing 6. So this is called post increment. Same way you have a post decrement. Decrement मतलब पहले read करो, बाद में decrement करो. So पहले read करो. A has a value 5. But after this line in memory, A will hold a value 4. B minus 1, 5 minus 1, 4. This is, as I said, no, हवा में लटक रहा है. I'm not modifying memory block of B. So when I print B, B is still 5. When I say print A has become 4 because it is post decrement. After the statement, it gets reduced. So in this video, what we have understood? What are the operators? We have tried precedence and associativity. We have understood what is unary operator, binary operator, and we have done pre-increment and post-increment, pre-decrement and post-decrement. So with this, we are winding up here. See you in the next video.